Good morning, everyone. Darius Dale here to present our macro minute for Tuesday, December 14th, 2021. Starting with markets, we have stocks down, commodities down, crypto up, dollar down, global bond yields up this morning. Big movers, nat gas down 2.5%, Bitcoin and Ethereum up 2% apiece. On the economic front, you had three key themes in today's November NFIB Small Business Optimism Survey data. Starting with the first theme, number one, confidence to push through higher prices. So we had higher prices index tick up 6 points to 59. That's the highest we've seen since December of 1979. Price plans next 3 months index that ticked up 3 points to 54. That's the highest reading ever. On a number two, the second theme is high and sticky wages. So compensation index came in unchanged at an all-time high of 44. Compensations planned index came in unchanged at an all-time high of 32. And then number three, the most important theme, I would argue, is slower expansion plans. So we had hiring plans index tick down 1 point to 25, the lowest we've seen since April. Job openings hard to fill tick down a point to 48. That's the lowest we've seen since June. Fewer no qualified applicants for job openings index tick down 2 points to 56. That's the lowest we've seen since April. So we're seeing a little bit of amelioration of labor market pressure there. And then capital expenditures index that ticked down 1 point to 55. That's the lowest we've seen since September. And then capital expenditure plans index ticked down 4 points to 27. That's the lowest we've seen since July. Taking it to the chart here, this is something we've been talking about since early November, which is the markets have both the economy and asset markets have pivoted to what we call bottom-up macro regime inflation here at 42 macro. That's when growth's down and inflation's up. That's why you're seeing the modal outcome eyes there, as denoted by the highest conditional probabilities. Those are the modal outcomes for realizing this economic state here in the kind of late Q4 into the early part of Q1. And as you can see, we're kind of, hodling there, and we'll eventually transition to where both growth and inflation are trending lower, but we're not quite there yet, as evidenced obviously by these survey data. Taking it to the probable range setups, overbought signal in the S&P or in the Shanghai Composite. Sorry about that. Oversold signal in the CRB Raw Industrials Index and European Triple C option adjusted spread. So if you're along some European Triple Cs, be aware of that. S&P 500. That's still bullish FAMS minus 2.3% of downside versus 4.4% of upside. WTI still bearish FAMS with 16% of downside versus 3% of upside. Bloomberg Dollar Index bullish FAMS minus 3%, 0.3% of downside versus 1.4% of upside. 10-year Treasury yield bullish FAMS minus 4 basis points of downside with 29 basis points of upside. Bitcoin neutral FAMS minus 7% of downside versus 22% of upside. Ethereum neutral VAMs minus 7% of downside versus 28% of upside. And then lastly, gold is neutral VAMs as well, minus 2.2% of downside versus 2% of upside. So with that, Darius Dale presenting our macro minute for Tuesday, December 14th, 2021. Everyone be safe out there.